do a brake check. Let's go ahead, we'll get this set up. And we already have AWAS in. Somebody was kind enough to leave it for us. Usually the flight instructors try to mess it up. That way students get used to putting it in. But since it's already there, it's on COM 2, so we'll go ahead and push COM 2 on this.
Observation.
Listen.
212-9er, Zulu. Wind 030 at 16. Visibility 9er. Sky condition clear. Temperature 23 Celsius. Dew point 11 Celsius. Altimeter 3021. Remarks. Density altitude 3,300. Kearney Regional Airport. Automated weather observation 212-9er, Zulu. Wind 030 at 16. Visibility 9er. Sky condition clear.
Okay.
Temperature.
And then to take it off, you just push it again. And then this one's the mic. So if this is, whatever this is on, when you push this, that's the frequency that can hear you. So if we're over here,
300.
We're listening maybe in the background, and we say, I'm going to listen to this while I make a radio call to Kearney. And then I start talking.
130.
Kearney can't hear me because the mic's on the wrong frequency. So we want to make sure it's on COM 1, which somebody was nice enough to leave CTAF.
Okay. So, altimeter. Right here.
21?
3021.
Okay. Looks a little higher than. Okay. Yeah, I heard 3121 also. Okay. So, what runway are we going to take off from? Winds are 030.
Runway 36.
Okay. So that's behind us. We'll taxi down. There is a run-up area off to the side. So we'll call it the south ramp. All right?
Yeah.
Would you like to try to make a radio call today? Nobody else is out here, so there's no reason to be embarrassed,
Yeah,
right?
it's very nice time to practice, right?
Yeah, it's very nice to practice, right? So just to review what we say who we're calling, who we are, what we're doing or what we want to do or where we're going, or what traffic can expect us to do, and then if it's any other instructions. So if we're taxiing, we can say how we're taxiing via Alpha.
Okay.
Taxiway Alpha, and then we say Kearney traffic again. So for us today, Kearney traffic, Skyhawk 74 Echo Romeo at Big Air ramp, taxi to the south ramp via Alpha, Kearney. And you can write that down if you want to feel more comfortable. Yeah, always. Yeah, there's no rush to make a radio call before you taxi and before you leave your run-up area. Those are the two times where you have all the time in the world to make a radio call.
Okay.
Now, right before the runway, there might be traffic behind you waiting to take off. And of course, if you would like to land, you probably should make a radio call. But these are the two times where you can write down what you want to say, okay?
So,
Kearney traffic.
Yeah, Kearney traffic. Skyhawk 74 Echo Romeo. So we are now at Big Air.
And you don't have to say we are now
at Big Air.
Because pilots can expect you to put it in a certain order. And so they're already expecting you to say your position next. So you can just say Big Air.
Air. Then.
Or at Big Air is fine.
Taxi to South Hangar. Alpha.
Yes, via Alpha, okay? And then just speak slow and enunciate.
Okay.
As you get used to it, then you can can speak faster, but it's better that everybody understands everything. Okay?
Yep.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and lean this out. We'll do some brake checks, or we'll make a radio call
Okay.
before our brake check, okay?
Okay.
I'm just going to, my control's on throttle.
Yeah.
And I've got brakes too. Okay. While you're making the radio call, I'm going to lean the mix for taxi. Whenever you're ready. You can take as much time as you need. No pressure.
So, kind traffic Skyhawk 754 Romeo at Big Air taxiing to South Hangar via Alpha Kind traffic.
That's correct.
Okay.
All right, your controls on the throttle and the brakes and your airplane.
Okay.
Okay.
I have control.
You have controls.
Okay.
Are your brakes good?
Yep.
Okay, my controls?
Oh, you have control.
Okay, I have controls. I'm going to do a brake check.
Okay.
Okay, my brakes check, your controls.
I have control.
All right, your controls. So we'll come out here to the taxiway, and then instead of turning left like we always have, we're going to make a right.
Okay.
Oh, I thought you didn't make it yet?
Yeah.
Oh, that was a practice?
So that's practice to you.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Sorry. I'm like, oh, we better do a brake check now that you've... I'm so sorry.
Excuse me.
Okay.
It's my fault. Okay, I gonna do. Kind traffic Skyhawk 748 Romeo at Big Air taxiing to South Hangar via Alpha. Kind traffic.
There you go. Good job. Yay, you did it.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
So.
Okay, so then
Brakes test. Flight instrument.
flight instruments. Okay,
Check.
so we're just going to verify in the turn. Everything is working. We're turning. We should show a turn in the direction.
Okay.
Just to make sure our instruments are not broken.
Okay.
Okay.
Can I go?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so wind. We want to make sure that you don't want to do a ground loop.
The wind comes from behind us and on the left side.
Very good. Yeah.
Push the yoke. Which one is the South Hangar?
Okay, so this rounded Quonsent, it's the very last one.
Okay.
There's a fuel farm down here where they keep the fuel that the truck goes and fills up. That's down here. So we use that very last ramp
Okay.
to do our run up in. And you can go all the way, if that helps. You don't have to try to guess. You can go all the way.
Okay.
Holly likes to see all the way. I will sometimes say, well, it's only 6 knots. I don't need all full, because then it might feel like too much. But in this case, because we're going so slow and the airflow across the control surfaces, you can go the whole way, and it is still not going to make that big of a difference. What we don't want is we don't want them neutral. But if you let the airflow come across the surfaces by raising one aileron and lowering the other,
Okay.
and then pushing that elevator forward, you'll see a big difference. It'll help you taxi. Sometimes the windsock, see that orange windsock?
Yeah.
Sometimes that windsock will not match up with the other windsock. Sometimes the wind is gusty enough.
Oh, strange.
Yeah.
Right here.
Okay, so right here, over by the fuel tanks, we don't go right by the fuel tanks, but we're going to taxi over here off this taxiway, so we're not blocking the taxiway. Yeah, I think there's a better, just anywhere in here,
Yeah.
and then turn around back into the wind.
Oh, back in.
Yeah,
Here.
so you can just whip it around. So
Okay.
Let's take a left turn. You can move up over in this area somewhere. There you
Okay.
go. That way
Here.
we're not blasting the fuel tanks.
Okay. Run up checklist. Nose wheel. Straight. Brakes. Set. Doors and windows. Mine's locked.
Mine is too.
Doors locked. Right controls. Free and correct. Fuel selector. Both. Therefore, set. Make sure.
Okay, so since it's above 3,000, we're going to set it for takeoff instead of full rich. So if you put your feet on the brakes and hold the brakes, move the throttle up to 2,000 RPM. And then start leaning the mixture until you see a rise in the needle, just a little bit of a peak. Okay, so it's dropping. So go back up to where it's still a little rough. Let's go to where the engine's smooth, since we're not getting a peak. Okay, so that went down just a little. That's probably good right there.
Okay.
Right where it's set, and then we can go back to, wait, you can go to 1500. Oh, I'm sorry, 1700.
Right here. And magnetos.
Okay.
Magnetos.
Magnetos are
Oh, yeah.
the right and the left there. Okay, so we're looking for a drop. Want to make sure that each one has a drop no more than 125 RPM each, and then they should be within 50 RPM of each other.
Yes, it's good.
So if they were to drop maybe 200 RPM, we may have a bad magneto firing, so we would want to probably get that looked at.
Okay. Curb heat.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah. And we're looking for a drop there as well.
Yep.
Since that's hot air coming in the engine and it's not filtered or anything, it's warm air, it's causing less performance on our engine. So we want to see a drop.
Engine.
Okay, here's the ammeter over there. Okay, we got a little bit of a pull.
throttle, idle.
Alright.
Throttle, 1000.
It says or less, but like I said, these checklists I'm not in love with because they still sometimes aren't accurate.
Throttle friction.
Here's a good example of why we want to look, not just listen to the radios. Here's ground crew, so he or she does not have a radio to call. All right, are we ready?
Yep.
Okay.
Trim out.
Let's go ahead and go on up. They might be able to hear us.
Okay.
Go ahead and I'll make the radio call for this taxi just since we don't have much time.
Okay.
Current traffic Skyhawk 74 Echo Romeo is taxiing from the south ramp over to runway 36 Kearney. Okay, go ahead and hurry.
Okay.
I don't want to get stuck behind him. And just be mindful of your wing correction as you're taxiing. There you go. Yeah, I don't know where they're going. Maybe this hangar, and I just didn't want to have to sit there and wait the whole time. All right, well, you're fine. You don't have to. I wasn't trying to rush you.
Okay.
and be unsafe. I just thought if we're gonna go, let's go now. All right, and the wind is right behind us to the left, right?
Yep.
Or correct?
Yes.
Yes. Sorry, that's a bad American habit. All right, so if we have an engine failure or any other emergency before rotation, go power to idle.
Okay.
And brake as necessary. If we have an engine failure or any other emergency after rotation, pitch for the runway and use flaps and power as necessary. If we have an engine failure after rotation and we're under 1,000 feet, let's go ahead, just angle the airplane just a little this way, turn a little this way, that way we can just look at final. If we have an engine failure below 1,000 feet,
okay,
and look for a place to land within 30 degrees of the nose. So we're gonna set it down, no power lines, no trees, no roads like having traffic. And then if we have time, we will go ahead and clean up the aircraft we'll shut off fuel so we don't have a source of fuel anymore. If we're above 1,000 feet and we have an engine failure, time permitting, we'll come back to the airport and land. Otherwise, we'll look for a place to land and try to restart the engine as we're holding 65 knots and heading directly for our touchdown point.
Okay.
Okay?
Yep.
If we have an actual emergency, I'll be pilot in command.
Okay.
And it looks like we are good. We've got trim set for takeoff. Okay. And then transponder is on altitude 1200.
Up. Having a light.
Yes.
And a landing lights.
Yes. And doors are shut and locked?
Mine's well.
Okay. All right, do you want to make the radio call since there's nobody behind us?
Okay. I think it's so different than taxiing.
Yeah, so we'll say Kearney traffic.
Kearney traffic, Skyhawk 74 Echo Romeo.
Departing runway 36 to the northwest practice area.
Departing runway 36.
And then Kearney at the end.
Oh, departing runway 36.
To the northwest practice area. Just in case there's landing traffic and they're coming in from the northwest, they will be aware that we're going to be heading out that way.
Okay.
All right.
Yep.
You want to practice it first?
Yes.
Okay, go for it.
No, I don't need.
Oh, all right.
Canyon traffic Skyhawk 74 Echo Romeo departing runway 36 to the northwest practice area. Canyon traffic.
Good. Okay. Let's go ahead and taxi.
Okay.
Up to the runway. We're going to keep our wind correction angle in. This is a crosswind takeoff. So I want you just to kind of feel, again, with your fingertips, is a little different than how we've been taking off. Because someday you're going to be doing crosswind takeoff and landings, okay?
Yep.
All right, see, once you are turned around, you can get us on the center line. Okay, so I'm going to take off today just because of the wind, but I want your fingertips on, and I want you to feel the rudders, okay? Just, all right.
Your control.
Okay, my controls. The power's going in nice and smooth, full power. Airspeed's coming alive. Instruments in the green. Okay, a little bit of right rudder. There's 55 knots. And just pull back, okay? Your controls?
I have control.
Alright, so now the wind's coming out of 030.
Okay.
So I had to use aileron for wind correction and a little bit of rudder just to stay on the center line. Now that we're in the air, it's going to be aileron just to keep us over the center line on the runway. You can put in a little bit of a correction, maybe 10 degrees, maybe 20 degrees. Don't worry so much about the heading as much as just looking and seeing what it looks like. When we take off from this runway, this road off to the side is just slightly offset. Our visibility is limited to 7 miles today, so that's going to look really different than what we've been seeing.
Yes.
Okay, so we can go ahead and start a turn to crosswind. Let's turn to the west.
Okay.
Just like a crosswind leg of the pattern. Kearney traffic Skyhawk 74 Echo Romeo is upwind turning crosswind for 36. We'll actually be departing the pattern to the northwest. Kearney. Yeah, this is good.
Okay.
So we're at traffic pattern altitude. We can leave the pattern now. We want to stay in the pattern as much as we can, just so other aircraft know where to look for traffic. So this is VFR right here. Could you imagine if it was night? It'd be very hard to see, right?
Yeah.
So go ahead and lower your nose a little bit. That's 7 miles is what they're reporting. And each little farm segment is about a mile wide, so you can kind of count. This is not very good visibility, is it? But this is completely legal and completely VFR.
Okay.
Which is why we do instrument training only 3 hours when you're working on your private pilot, so you can get used to also reading your instruments if you need it at night or when it's like this. However, I don't think 3 hours is very much time. So, if you get a chance, more time you can spend in the simulator and just getting used to instruments, the safer pilot you'll be, even as a private pilot.
How much minimum visible for the Unicare flight school?
The UNK doesn't have a visibility requirement. In fact, Holly said when it's like this, take your students out,
Okay.
so they can see, so they can get used to real world flying. All right, let's go ahead and climb all the way up to 4,500. And let's do our climb checklist while you're doing that. So you'll have to divide your attention, and it's a lot harder to see where the horizon is in order to establish a pitch. But just do your best to keep your pitch.
Okay.
And while you're doing that, divide your attention. Yeah, there you go, a little bit of right rudder, good. Divide your attention between flying and reading your checklist, okay?
Yep.
So the best way to do that is to look at your climb checklist.
Yep.
One item at a time. Airspeed. Okay? Airspeed, you're within airspeed, that's good. Okay, throttle.
Yep.
Throttle's full forward. Okay, look back down. Mixture, adjust. So now that we're above 3,000, I'm going to go ahead and turn it to, actually I'll let you do it. So turn about 1, 2. So about half a turn each time if you just flip your hand over.
Yeah.
That's like one full turn. And then when we get to 4,000, we can do another, lean it out a little bit more, 2 more turns. Okay, we'll go up to 5,000. We'll level off at 5,000 since or this is good too, 4,700. Kearney traffic, Skyhawk 74 Echo Romeo is 10 miles to the northwest, maneuvering at 4,700 Kearney.
A little high.
Okay.
So
now we don't have a very good horizon, but just do your best to see. You can see a horizon. It may not be the horizon we're used to seeing, but we can see kind of a level. Okay, let's go ahead and level off, and then once we level off, we'll do our cruise checklist.
Level up?
You level off. Stop.
Oh, okay.
Stay at 4,900.
Okay.
So first pitch, and then power back to about 2,300, and then set your trim. Oh, we picked the wrong altitude. Kind of bumpy here.
$2,300 RPM.
Yeah, let's try 2,300. We're going to do some clearing turns after you do your cruise checklist.
Okay.
Okay, so watch our descent. If we can see more ground than we have been, we know that we're descending a little.
Yeah.
Right about there. And today we'll cheat a little. This is your attitude indicator.
Okay.
And you see the yellow?
Yep.
Those are representative of your wings. And of course the sky is blue, the ground is brown.
Yep.
So you see how you're pitched down just a little?
Yep.
The yellow wings are below the horizon. And then if you start to climb, you'll notice your wings will go above it. You can use this. I want you to look outside, okay? Because we are looking for other traffic.
Okay.
But you can use this just to verify your level. Okay, let's do some, go ahead and do your cruise checklist.
Okay.
And
Power.
I'm just going to lean this out just a little.
Power 2,300.
Okay. And it's a little, we're getting some downdrafts and updrafts. So it's going to be a little harder than usual to maintain your altitude.
Okay.
Just do the best that you can.
Elevator and rudder trim.
Okay. And so you did that. We don't have rudder trim in here, but you set the, oh yeah, I guess we do.
Oh.
Nope. Normally it would be right here.
Okay.
I'm like, oh, we do. No, not in this one.
Yeah, get set. And taxi and land lights off.
Okay.
Off. Make sure lane. Yeah, lane.
Let's leave our landing light on and our taxi light on, just because today our visibility is so poor. All right.
Okay.
Okay, so let's do some clearing turns. Why don't we do a 180-degree turn?
Okay.
Your choice, left or right? To the right? Okay.
Yep. Standard turn or middle turn? Medium turn?
Let's do medium turn.
Okay.
We'll do a 30-degree bank. I should have washed the windscreen before we departed. It makes it a little bit harder in segments to see traffic, but as long as this is moving with us, that will be a little easier. Okay, mentally I always like to pick out a place to land in case we have an engine failure. So there is an airfield up here. A doctor has his own airstrip.
Huh.
I'm trying to see it because that would be ideal to land if we had to.
Private airport?
What's that? Yeah, yes.
Private airport.
Oh, it's a ways south of us.
Huh.
So we wouldn't make it, but we could land one of these cornfields where the rows are going.
Uh-huh.
Could do that. Okay, let's turn to a heading of south. Since we cleared the area. Once you roll out on south, let's go ahead and slow up and we'll do some slow flight. Okay?
Yep.
And let's climb back up to, I want to be at least 4,500. I prefer a little higher. So let's climb back up to 4,700 while you're slowing up for slow flight, okay?
Okay.
So let's... Ooh!
Oh, bird?
Yeah. That was close.
Yeah, very, very close.
All right, we can go full power too to climb up there. That makes the climb so much faster.
Did you say 4,700?
4,700, yes. Okay, and now we're gonna go carb heat out.
Okay.
Or on.
Okay.
Out, on. Power back to 1,500. And then first notch of flaps. Once we're under 85, we can go 20 degrees of flaps. Maintain 4,700, okay? Let's do a left turn. We'll clear the area before we go into a stall. And nice small movements. Let's maintain 4,500, and we can get down to 55. Okay. One more notch of flaps. And nice standard rate turn.